Hello friends, that was me plugging the controller in. Forgot that I need an Xbox controller for this one until just then. How is everyone doing? Welcome back to Elden Ring. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've been able to go and grab a snack. I had a banana. Got a cup of tea, which is not this. I don't know why I gestured like this was the cup of tea. This is water. Chat, you know water. Anyhow, we are going to continue the journey of Albinauric. On the last stream, if you weren't here, Jessica Albinauric became the Elden Lord at the ripe old level of 164. Actually, I think we put a couple of levels in after we beat Elden Beast, so probably 162, which is a level less than Aaron G. Stone ended up at, which is quite interesting. But yeah, we're going to get back into Elden Ring. I need to set up a Stream Deck button for it, which I don't have for some reason. The webcam is over here now as well because even though it looks like I'm looking in a weird direction for the game, I don't want to flip things because it feels kind of weird to do that. And also, this just made better sense for like the layout of Elden Ring as a game. But I've been playing a bit more on Barefist Steve in between streams. But Albinauric is ready to go. He's at the Round Table Hold. He has acquired the Albinauric Staff from Volcano Manor. And we're going to go and get some spells. So I think today's plan... I didn't really take any notes for this one. We went down to Shifra River and we got the Oracle Bubbles spell. But I don't really have a whole lot of other equipment to become a spellcaster. And I think we're going to do a bit of journeying in Liurnia today. But I think our first port of call is going to be the cellar down here where we can meet Sorceress Sellen. The Sellen Cellar. Water is the stuff you need to make coffee. This is true. So I've heard. So let's throw ourselves at the Waypoint Ruins. Over here. I'm not going to be using melee attacks much right now because... frankly, the dagger is not that great, and I'm not going to be upgrading the dagger all that much. I'm going to go for a fairly specific weapon loadout because we're going to be focusing on the arcane stats simply because the staff levels on arcane and intelligence, and there aren't really any int arc weapons in the base game. There might be some in the DLC. I don't really know what they are, if any. And some of them, I imagine, will be quite specialized and therefore quite difficult to find. So instead, we are going to head down here. We're going to fight Mad Pumpkinhead using our new spell. And we've got to make sure that we spellcast from behind him as well, which is awkward. Ow. Especially if he keeps doing that. Hey, the dude 1469, thank you for the 36 months. For one of these enemies, this guy really doesn't hit that hard. Unfortunately, I can't hit him very hard because the spell is slow to cast, and he normally turns and it hits him in the face. So I think what we're going to have to do is get a little creative with it. Try and back off as far as possible. Cast and then turn if we can, but that's really difficult. There we go. We got him that time. Luckily, this guy has pretty easy attack patterns. For now. Yeah, this is the one that we can take proper advantage of and then run around him like that. You fight enough of these guys throughout Elden Ring that, like, it's easy enough to avoid him because you get practice at it. Unfortunately, he just went straight past the bubbles that time. Ow. Okay. That one landed. Panic rolling a bit that time. Come on, you. This way we go a little way around. Yeah, okay, one of them made an impact, but not much of an impact. Oh, okay. We're almost there. One more set of bubbles. And he's dead. Okay. So that was not the most comfortable victory, but they're quite difficult to fight if you can't direct your attacks and you don't have a quick way of attacking from behind, so that was fun. Is controller or keyboard better for Elden Ring? I would personally say controller. It really depends what you're more comfortable with, but I think it's really a controller game. It's like a console game, basically. Is there a drop for Elden Ring? There seems to be something where you can get a badge for watching streams. You'll see people with like a little medieval knight's helmet thing in the chat. And that's the Raging Wolf helmet, which seems to be like a Twitch drop that's happening right now.
I am Sellia. Why are you here?
I definitely want to learn sorcery. This character, more than any other character, has a reason to be here wanting to learn sorceries.
Very well, but I refuse to coddle. Anticipate grievance.
So, we actually get to buy some spells. Glintstone Stars is going to be really useful because that's the homing spell. I kind of like the notion of using Scholar's Armament with this guy, but I don't know what the armament is yet. And obviously none of these are going to be arcane-focused spells. You get to nod in thought. Very cool.
Young, you are a tad so now.
Okay, cool. She doesn't have any extra spells yet. We get to maybe, like, learn a few of those later. We'll put another one in the spell slots there. We need to go south to Weeping Peninsula to get more spell slots and stuff anyway, so we'll probably end up doing that. But I don't expect Albi is going to need that much magic. I think the cool part about the Glintstone Bubbles thing is it's going to hit, like, basically every enemy that doesn't block. Or have, like, a parry or whatever, and I think a lot of enemies are not really going to be that fussed about the bubbles coming at them, so we can use that to our advantage. One other thing I want to do, we're going to have to do Rani's quest for this, because, first of all, we'll need to beat Radahn. Radahn is a fight that is basically mandatory if I'm going to be bothering getting some of the sorcery that it makes sense to have if you are an arcane scaling sorcery build, which are the ones that require arcane. So the bubbles we already have, and Great Oracular Bubble is the other one, and that's available from the Ancestral Woods part of Shifra River. So that's like once you've got to Nokron, basically. Loving the wolf helm. Pretty cool badge. Alright, gotta make sure we hear the howl of the wolf. And probably run in here and grab this, even though I don't know if we need Smithing Stone 2s at this stage. The staff is at like +8, so we really need 3s. That's the other task for today, is to go and get a couple more smithing stones. But now we can go and talk to Kale. You're able to stack Blood Boil Aromatic with Uplifting Aromatic? I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, well, you're...
Howling in the Mistwood, there we go.
I suppose he... Next time you hear, don't fret, I just haven't it. I am selling wares as I...
You don't need to get to Nocturne for the big bubble. I'm trying to think. Like, how do you get to Worshipper's Woods without going through Nocturne? Is there a teleporter that takes you there somewhere? That might be the case. And I know you can get down from here to the area where Dragonkin Soldier is, but I don't think you can get back up. Is it near the Dragonkin Soldier? I thought it was... Because I know that it's in an area with a bunch of, like, the Claymen. If that's where it is, then that's doable. Maybe we go back to Shifra River and we get that then. I was thinking it was in... I read on the wiki something about the location of it, and it said it was in some sort of direction from the Worshipper's Woods site of Grace, which is the one that's, like, here. So I think I was assuming that you had to have access to that. Maybe you don't. Either way, we're probably going to end up doing Rani's quest because it's sort of tied in with a lot of the sorcery stuff. We get some pretty good int scaling weapons from that if we don't want to go with an arcane weapon long term. But the arcane weapon I'm probably going to use is the either the Ripple Blade, which is an axe, or the other Ripple... It's like Ripple Halberd or something like that. I think they're the weapons that you can get from Padilla. So we're going to be doing Rani's quest in order to just get to Caria Manor to begin with. I don't know anything about the perfume bottle buffs. I haven't really played much of the DLC. Like, the only DLC stuff I've played is, I've done up to Castle Ensis, and I've not really been using the new weapons because the character I'm doing it with has a very specific set of skills. By which I mean he's a melee-only character who just uses the Spiked Cestus, and I might look into some of the other, like, martial arts-based skills once I can find those, but I don't know how to get those yet, because there's, like, 2 of them. Alright, we're about to get shot big time, unless we avoid this guy. And unfortunately, they can't get up here. I don't feel like fighting Dragonkin Soldier in this condition. I think we do better than I think I would expect, but it's still not great. The only reason I might is so we could have an easier time getting Marika's Scar Seal, but I don't really plan on using that more than I have to, so... Okay, yeah, this is not going to work out well for me. These guys are a little bit too hench, I think. So instead, I'm just going to try my best to take out this guy. Oh, yep, that's the spell I want to use. That is definitely the spell I want to use. Feel free to keep running, because then we can both get away from these Claymen. So is it this guy? It is that guy! Oh, lovely. Okay, well, that's great. Now we don't have to worry about that anymore. Not using the stuff yet, or just no spells yet? We have spells. I just am not leveled up high enough to take on the Claymen, like, in such large numbers, and they also have a pretty high resistance to magic, it looks like, so... The knife is just easier because the spells I have are slow. So now we have that. I'm actually going to apply that at a Site of Grace. And we should go to Weeping Peninsula just to get spell slots. So we'll get our memory stone from over here. We could also get the Academy Scroll from the guy up there, I think. And the one by the graveyards near Church of Erith. Alright. It's good against individual enemies like these guys, but these guys have like such low magic resistance because they are literally just like ordinary dudes. And I also know their attack patterns reasonably well, so it gives me casting time. Plus, if they get close enough, you can just, like, shotgun them with bubbles. Considering how much poise damage it does, it's almost tempting to keep a dagger and just give it like an arcane infusion or something. Like a blood infusion. I don't know if we would want to go with occult, but like occult seems almost more suited to this character. I'm just trying to think what a worthwhile weapon would be for Albi to wield, you know? You having to build the Bridge of Sacrifice in Minecraft now? Well, get a good look at it, Ginger. 2 towers, each have rope bridges. There's covered walkway on that one, open walkway on this one. And some neat, like, supports for the bridge, actually. Nice bridge. It is a nice bridge. That's a good bridge. Let's go say hi to Arena. I don't know if we'll do much with Castle Morn, but we at least need to go say hi.
Hello? Might I bend your ear for a moment, please? My name is the servants there.
The assassin spell that's in the round table. Maybe?
They've since come. I fear it's please. Would you mind my soul wish, please? Thank you, please. Deliver it.
Deliver it. It's a very bridgy bridge. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering, because is the assassin thing a sorcery or is it an incantation? That's the other concern I have, is that like some of that stuff ends up being faith-based, and I don't want a character to have int arc faith as a build and have like so many stats to invest in. Oh, the bubbles could actually hit one of the bugs. That's good. Like, don't get me wrong. I could do reasonably well with an in-arc faith build, but also this staff scales on strength a little bit. And then dexterity is going to help with casting speed. So I actually probably want to put points into a variety of stats here. We're going to ignore the wolves and just fight the turtles here. Thinking of ambush shard spell, 23 intelligence. Okay, yeah, no, that's a different thing. I'm considering night sorceries because they suit the character, but also I'm not certain if I want to rely on those too much yet, because I kind of like the limitation of having to use the oracle bubbles a bit more. It feels more tactical, you know? Setting traps for them, like. We didn't really use anything but the glintstone sorceries and the primeval sorceries when we did RNG Stone, though, so... The Academy Glintstone Staff was suited to those a bit more. I feel like we can maybe branch out and do some stuff that isn't Glintstone Sorcery this time. Main reason I want Glintstone Stars is that it's just a reliable spell for homing in on enemies, which Oracle Bubbles is almost like the opposite of. Just beat your first DLC boss, not a main one. Nice! Who did you end up beating? I know it says no DLC spoilers in the stream title, but like I do want to know how people are getting on with the DLC. So we now have Big Bubble. Yeah, I think I beat a good handful of the bosses in like the starting area of the DLC. Oh, you found Yoda! Amazing. Yes, that guy who fights like Yoda. It's what I am thinking of him as is Yoda. Yeah, incredible. And the fact that you basically get him as a summon afterwards, I'm like, I need to try this out. I tend to go without summons on my current playthrough, but I really wanna try summoning that guy. What's on the agenda for the Bubble Wizard today? I got more bubbles. And I'm planning on going and getting more sorceries, potentially more memory stones, leveling up the staff a little bit, getting on my grind in Liurnia, and I don't know, we maybe fight a Shard Bearer today. We'll see what we got time for. We're definitely not going to fight Renala, because Renala's too hard for a magic user. I sort of want to dial in on Rani's questline just so I can get to the shop that Padilla has and get hold of the arcane scaling weapons. Okay, the rat just like straight up dodged through those bubbles. That was awkward. There we go. That's better. We'll save a big bubble for the big guy, maybe. That's a powerful spell. That's a decent AoE. It takes a heck of a long time to cast, though. Let's see how much damage it does to this guy. Wow, okay, yeah. And bubbles. Hey! Okay, cool. Obviously, this is a very comfortable situation. These are just rats, but, like, not bad. Really not bad, I do not think. I died once solely because I was hung up on, oh my god, it's Yoda. Yeah. He's got a heck of a fight. Like, it's genuinely difficult to fight that guy melee style. I think I just ended up rushing and overwhelming him, but it was a difficult fight. It's very surprising, put it that way. It was like episode 2 Yoda is basically the fight. But yeah, that whole dungeon is just kind of nightmarish. And then you get to the end and you're like, oh, there's a boss fight? What on earth is this going to be? And then it's just like, not what you expected, you know? Just hit him with a few R2s. It went fairly well. Yeah, yeah. I am currently hung up on whether or not I can get any further through the map. Well, that didn't help. Where's it gone? Oh, is it coming back down? Oh, it's coming back for you. But not very fast. So yeah, bubble's not great against quick enemies. This is why I think I need, like, something. Whether it's like a katana or, like, just something I can use to attack fast. It is quite fun watching them completely ignore the bubbles and run into them, though. Having never played this game, my brain immediately wondered why you threw R2-D2 at Yoda. Yeah. R2 as in right trigger in this case, but hit him with a few 3POs next time. Honestly, really like the DLC jails. Yeah, I'm at the point where I think I have to fight the Castle Ensis boss to get to the next area of the map, but I'm also finding that fight really irritating as somebody who's melee only. Obviously, I just have to, you know, do the fight a bunch of times and, you know, try skill or whatever, but I'm still not sure if there's a way around it that I can use to make the fight a little bit easier. Because I'm running up against the point where I think I've got all of the scaling items I can possibly have. At this stage. So Spirit String down below to skip the castle. Is there? Because I read a thing saying, like, you might find Spirit Springs that you need to uncover because they're covered up or whatever, but yeah, I don't know where that one is or if I can find it currently. So we've got that done. We could go and fight the Erdtree Avatar. I'm kind of curious to see how well this bubble magic does against them. So maybe we'll go do that. Just for a little extra options for the flasks. I've explored other exits to the starting area. I've done Ballarat, and I've, like, traveled around a little bit. I found one guy who was just in the road yelling about a guy called Bale. And then I found the kind of pillar thing that was there, but I didn't see any way to leave the area from there. I could just need to explore a little bit more and jump off the right cliffs or something, but most of the cliffs I found I could jump off just led me back to the same place. Ow, ow, and ow. Did not expect the Guardian to be participating in this fight, actually. Yeah, okay. No, he got totaled by his boss. That's fine. There's a stake of Marika right here. Brush Richard, what's up? Welcome in. Let's see how we do with this. That's honestly doing pretty hefty damage for a single hit spell with actually relatively low attributes at this stage. Heck yeah. That stagger could not have come at a better time. I was about to get absolutely destroyed. Nice, not bad. Okay. Why does everything in this game have lightning powers? Me, when I was fighting the boss of Ballarat. Okay, so now we have Opaline Bubble Tier, so we have another level of protection against things that will kill me. Let's go and get the other... what's it called? The other Sacred Tier. Yeah, this game is very pretty. It's a beautiful game. The tragic thing this game often does is show you something beautiful and then require you to kill it to advance. There's definitely a lot of moments in this game that make you feel morally ambiguous about your actions, and I think that's one of the marks of a really cool and interesting game. How am I getting the weapons for these runs? New Game Plus, or is each run fresh? You have to go and get them? Yes, the latter. I am starting a fresh character each time and going and acquiring the weapon as quickly as reasonably possible. Obviously, that means that some weapons I don't get until way later, but I try and stick with starter gear that I just upgrade to the point where it's at least somewhat reasonable for me to approach the weapon. Like, I'm not doing, like, rune level 1 until I get the weapon and then I start leveling up or anything absurd like that, but I, when the previous run from this was the Albinauric bow, so I had to get as far as basically right before the Halig tree, and then farm the Albinauric archers there, who are not easy to kill. And so I did that entire thing with samurai gear, and then upgraded the Cross Naginata, I think, to have like an attack that was slightly better at taking them down, and people said they'd used it to farm the weapon and the armor set before. But then before that I was using a longbow the entire time because I figured I was going to try and beat as many of the bosses as I needed to fight with just the bow. So I basically did a bow only run. I ended up summoning Loretta on the last couple of boss fights, but that was honestly pretty fun. The first level, the companion cube, yeah, with the portal kind of moral ambiguity thing. It's more or less that, yeah. Let's go back to Mistwood and let's help Blythe defeat Darriwil, because then we get the Carrion Filigree crest, which is sometimes nice to have. And yes, the companion cube teaching you how to incinerate stuff basically means that its sacrifice was not in vain, because that's how you defeat GLaDOS. It's pretty clever. I replayed Portal somewhat recently because there was a free Portal RTX game available on Steam that was just the entire original game but with ray tracing. And it's still a really solid game. The ray tracing stuff didn't help too much. Like, it's still sort of, you know, not the greatest showcase of ray tracing ever, but it was pretty cool. Of Carrion Filigree crest for spamming Bolt of Grand Sax. That was another way people were suggesting to farm the Albinauric bow, but my build just wasn't cut out for dragon magic. Where am I going? Where is the... I was like, where are the ruins? I feel like I've gone past them. I had gone past them. Alright, let's do the thing. Where is Finger Snap? Oh yeah, we have Ring of Mikola right now. There we go. Like how he growls as if he's like mad at you.
Who goes there? Carly sent you, did he? Ever the bloody busybody.
Hi, Wolf Dad.
Maybe to him you don't seem so strange.
I like how he goes and puts 1 foot up on this thing as if he needed to be any taller. Guy's already like 12 feet tall.
He fled somewhere nearby. Or so I've heard. Come tell me if you find him before I do. I can offer you ample reward. Darriwil, and in need of a...
Alright, well we know where Darriwil is, so let's go fight him. Let's see how well the bubbles work against Bloodhound Knights. Probably not great, but we'll see. And Blythe is good as a distraction. As always with these playthroughs, unless I decide it's going to be a no summons playthrough because of the nature of the weapon or whatever, I am probably going to be summoning, especially with NPCs. I think it's kind of fun having a bit of NPC story intersect with your own. I think the best way of doing this, because the fight doesn't start until you approach that like rift in the corner of the Everjail, I think the best way to approach this is going to be cast Oracle Bubble on the walk up. So kind of do it like this. And then it's still going to miss him. Great. Okay, well maybe we'll do this.
This is where it ends for you.
We kind of rely on the shotgun effect. Oh, nice. Okay, that did a chunk. Okay, great. So this is a really slow spell, but if the enemy runs into you right as you cast it, it absolutely destroys them. And I like that. I like that about spells. That might have been the fastest Darriwil fight I've done in a while.
Had to work for it, but it's done.
Barely had to work for it, actually. Thank you for the somber.
Oh yes. If you venture, tell him I said he'll be sure I owe you one errand.
Okay, cool. So that went pretty well, I think. I still need to ditch this knife. I need to find something better, but of course we can head north to Liurnia now. So I reckon we maybe do. I think the first thing I will do before any of that is to go over to the Ray Lucaria Crystal Tunnel, get a few more Smithing Stone 3s, and then we can skip ahead to 4s and 5s because I have those already. But then after that, I think we'll go and do Caria Manor, and we'll try and get Rani's quest on the go, which does mean we will need to fight Loretta. But I think I should be okay fighting Loretta. I mean, I'm level 42. I think I was level 42 when I fought Loretta with Alan Bastarlord to get the Rani questline going for him. Are there any weapons I'm planning to not use summons with? So maybe the ones that I'm more familiar with already, like, say, Moonveil and the Spiked Cestus, because I've done full playthroughs with those weapons before. I mean, I haven't done a full playthrough with Moonveil, but I used Moonveil a lot with my starter character, like, wrong way, when I first played through the game. And I feel like now I know so much more about the game, I can absolutely stomp everything with Moonveil, because the sword is just OP. And then Spiked Cestus might, if we ever get that far, end up being an all bosses run, because I've done an all bosses run with Spiked Cestus before, and it's basically punch all the things, and I find that hysterical. That's just my preferred playstyle across the board. Then again, all bosses is going to change with the DLC, and I don't know if at that point I will want to play the DLC or not, but I guess we'll see. What's up, Mr. Goldfinch? Welcome in. How's your day going? Weird that this is the first tunnel that I've done, because I feel like I always used to go and do Limgrave tunnels, but my approach has really changed since I started this challenge, and I've ended up getting my early smithing stones from a few different places to where I would normally get them. Now, how are you going to handle Oracle Bubbles being cast directly at you? Pretty well, it turns out, actually. If we can get that close to them, then that works out. Oh, the other thing I found out from reading the wiki today, when I was looking up the Great Oracular Bubble and misinterpreting its location, I found out from the wiki that that spell is actually affected by the arrow's reach talisman that we were using for the bow playthrough, but because it's a long-distance projectile, it does more damage from further away if you have the arrow's reach talisman equipped. So that's something to maybe remember. Okay, so you are going to deal a little bit more damage to me if you've seen me. That's good to know. I could also probably crit these guys instead of using the magic, because the dagger is going to do a decent amount of crits. But they are pretty impervious to the type of damage that the dagger does, so magic still seems like a better solution. Now, can we get enough smithing stones from just this area alone? I think maybe we can, maybe we do. There's another somber around here, right? You always have to think about Get Back by the Beatles. I'm sure that's what FromSoft intended. I can't remember how many of these smithing stones in the walls are 2s and 3s, but we need 3 more smithing stone 3s to upgrade to level 9 on the staff. So I think we'll be able to do that here. Oh yeah, I forgot these guys aren't really going to let me do physical damage to them, huh? Oh, and then I freaking walked off. Fell into the boss arena, though. That's where I meant to go. Just not yet. And not at that velocity. And not in that direction. So it is now actually time for us to get back to where we once belonged. Surprisingly. It all comes full circle for Albispellin. It's fine, though. At this stage, we can probably just run through all of this. I think there's maybe a smithing stone 3 over there that I'm skipping, but we'll skip it. Sorry, fellas. Don't mind me coming through. I think there might also be an offshoot of the tunnel that goes in that direction that we could take, but for now, we'll roll onto this button, and this guy chasing me might make it, or he might just fall to his death. He chose wisely. This time we're getting out the big bubbles. For this guy, I've always found it is better not to lock onto enemies while you're running across thin bridges like this. Ah, okay. Those consumables are absolutely brutal. Get bubbled! Okay, it just explodes on scenery. That's something to bear in mind. Get bubbled! Sick. Amazing. I'm already gonna love this spell. I never used this one before. Even on my, like, int-based playthroughs. This is, like, way overkill, but I don't care. It's a fun spell. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. Oh, one more down here. Smithing stone 3. Nice. Is that 3? No, we need one more. So this is Crystal Knife, which, again, would be a decent int scaling weapon if we really wanted to go that route. The puppets, they besiege us. This guy's trying to load me up with arrows when I'm just, like, not here, not playing that game. Let's see how much damage this actually does if you cast it from this distance. Still pretty good, I think. Still not bad. Still a spell I will use. Does like a third of what Glintstone Stars does. And has a much better effective range. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. I'm hoping it's going to do pretty well at staggering the Crystalian at the end of this dungeon. But I guess we'll find out. We're also going to grab like 4 smithing stones from this. So that's good. No, stop getting in my way! We now have that spell as well if we wanted it. But I don't think we will. Like, I had a lot of fun with that. I think we'll fight Dragonkin Soldier that way, maybe, because that was a lot of fun last time. when we did the RNG Stone playthrough. Yeah, Shatter Earth was a fun one to use. I can't remember. Is that the first or the second iteration of that spell? Because it's Shatter Earth Rock Blaster, but I forget which is which. Yeah, this is the small one. Rock Blaster is the big one. And I forget how you get that. Might be Sellia Crystal Tunnel. Okay, wow. I'm going to hope... Dang it. My hope was not justified. I said, I was thinking maybe if this thing poise breaks. Obviously, it's not taking a lot of damage from magic because it's a magical being, and it doesn't take a great deal of, like, damage from slashing either. I was hoping we'd be able to poise break it with enough bubbles. And then that's when you start dealing damage, but... we'll have to take a rain check on that one. The alternative is I actually go and grab the next Smithing Stone 3 and I upgrade the staff because... oh, now I got 2 more from the little dig site they have down there. But that also requires me having runes. So let's go and fight the boss again. Yeah, that's right. Gonna ignore all the puppets. Just head to the boss room. I could also mix my physic and actually have... what's his face? Menacing. Love it. Actually have the Opal and Bubble Tear to use. But first, I will try this again. First I will reclaim my runes, wherever they ended up. Get bubbled. Get bubbled again, but harder. Yes. Okay, good. So now we've done that, we can actually deal damage, which I feel a lot more comfortable with. Oh, you know what, though? The dagger with Quick Step, actually really nice to have. It takes a tiny bit of FP each time, but I do like having Quick Step. Obviously, Bloodhound's Finesse is an option, because we beat the Knight's Cavalry who gives you that, so we could maybe do that. Knocking it out of the air is very good too. It interrupting me while casting is not, though. which it now seems to be quite keen on doing. Yes, another poise break. We'll take it. Okay, cool. This is definitely fulfilling my intention of the staff being the star of the show here. I think the bubble sorceries are fun. Bubble harder. Heck yeah. So, back to Round Table Hold. Where at this point, I think we can upgrade to maybe like plus 12 or more. Sorry about the chairs. Don't mind me. Rodrika's here. We need to get started with spirit tuning in a minute.
Well, I took you no matter. It's all out your arms then.
He took me for dead, but mostly just because I'm a pale guy. Okay, we need 2 more smithing stone 4s. Sorcery scaling is going through the roof, though, which is nice. Yeah. I've also got enough golden runes that I can probably level up at least once more. Just from what we've been collecting from grave sites and stuff. Let's put these in. Let's put those in. And I think for good measure we'll do these. But I think that should be enough to get us to level 44. And I'm thinking... maybe we keep putting points into Arcane since we're lagging behind in that stat. We are becoming a bit of a glass cannon with this amount of vigor, but... you know.
Go to killing those who live is a path.
So... oh yeah, let's go talk to Rodrika.
A pleasure to thank goodness. I'm still looking. It's not easy. You're telling I don't believe
Oh, I've spoken to Hugo about this already, haven't I? Yeah.
Master, certainly. I know he's... I can tell.
And so we go and talk to Hugo again. Gonna fight the 3 Crystalians at once boss fight? Probably not currently.
No matter. Lay out your arm. The girl. Are you a who's absurd? I refuse. I don't doubt.
Got a pride emote now? We always have a pride emote. My partner designed it. Let's see, where do we go? Where do we want to go? We could go to Sorcerer's Isle. We could do that Memory Stone as well. See, now that I've got the 2 bubble spells, I don't know if I want to do too much more magic gathering. Obviously, Turtle Pope we can go and see. We can hand in the spell books there. Or we can give them to Sellan, I suppose. But, like, we could... we could return to Mount Gelmir, maybe do the Abductor Virgins fight, and then end up parading around Altus Plateau some more. I also need to beat a Shard Bearer before we can continue Vare's quest and actually level up. And so the easiest choice there is going to be Godrick. Let's go bubble Godrick some, shall we? That's my main option. I'm just trying to think where I'm going to get some Smithing Stone 4s from. Probably Caelid's. Do you get them from Gale Tunnel? Gale Tunnel leads to Moonvale. Don't know if I want to do Moonvale. I haven't really been to Caelid much yet, though. Oh, you know what? You know what we need to do? Let me quickly look up. Sorry, chat. Let me look up on the wiki. If you get Smithing Stone 4s from Gale Tunnel, because I think it might be 3s. I think it's mostly 3s in there. Oh, wait, no. 7 Smithing Stone 4. We're going to Gale Tunnel. We're going to do that. But then obviously we can get abducted to Sellia Crystal Tunnel, which I have not done with this character yet. And that way we can get a bunch more smithing stones from there. Yeah, I couldn't remember if Gale Tunnel was, like, supposed to be early enough that it was mainly 3s. But then Caelid is supposed to be the third area you go to. It's supposed to be, like, the progression that most people intend is Limgrave, Liurnia, Caelid, and then Altars. Not going to bother fighting Anastasia today. I feel like this is like a butterfly or something, right? Yeah. Every time it's a bug. You're like, ooh, an uncommon item. I wonder what it could be. It's a bug. Game just throws insects at you. Bunch of lepidopterists designed this game. Alright, sneaky sneaky into Gale Tunnel, very good. Oh, here's some lads we can bubble. And he never suspected a thing. Until he died! This spell is going to get so much mileage. Somber 2, cool. Alright, we're in it. We're in it for the long haul. Playing on console or PC? I'm playing on PC with an Xbox controller. Let's see if the piles of wood behind him catch this bubble before he does. Nope. It got the barrel, though. I love watching enemies just let it drift towards them and then absolutely destroy them. So sick, dude. Octopus destroyed by bubble. Okay, we have the smithing stone 4s that we need. Obviously, it's silly to keep going, but we actually can't get out of this place until we beat... Well, we don't need to beat the boss, actually, until we reach the door at the other end. It doesn't actually let you teleport out of here, so... I guess now our sorcery scaling is also better, so... Shotgun bubbling these guys is actually going to work really well. Yeah, amazing. Don't need to use the big bubble if the small bubbles will do. And the stealth involved in this is honestly pretty good for Albispellin. Like, I think considering his bandit origins, a spell that he can just, like, casually snipe people with a little bit is pretty good thematically. Oh, we got another Foulfoot. Nice. I feel like that's where I always get my last Foulfoot from. Ah, I ran out of mana. I really need to level up Mind for this playthrough, I think, because I'm just going to be spamming this one all the time. The Elden Beast fight is going to be so annoying with this. Bubbles versus Flamethrower. Who will win? Oh, he found the window. He actually walked through the gap in the bubbles. Or he might have just been too far back and not been hit by any of them. Oh, we got a pickaxe. Minecraft Steve, let's go. Yes, this is Are You Having a Bubble Bath of the character. I just love bringing the bubble wand around. This is literally the bubble wand now, chat. Like, forget Albinauric Staff. We're calling this thing the bubble wand. And, who are you calling? There's nobody left. And, just releasing this enormous bubble at someone as a ranged attack is incredible. Do we want to fight Magma Wyrm? Do we want the temptation of having Moonveil in our back pocket?
Oh, the esteemed warrior. This was supposed to be a dead end, I'm sure. What's going on here? Well, gosh.
He was literally looking at this door and being like, wow, a door. Alexander is genuinely the best himbo in all of Elden Ring. It's between him and Blythe is up there. But Alexander is genuinely like, what a guy. What a dude. I'm going to put Opal and Bubble Tear into the Mixed Physic, and we're going to try fighting Magma Wyrm. I don't know if we will ever end up using Moonveil, but I want the XP at this point. I want the runes. I'll try for the runes. I'll do it for the vine and for the bubbles. Alexander the bot user. Yikes. Warrior Jar, I think you'll find. Oh, here we go. He's going to start spamming this. And then I'm just going to be in magma against the wall and probably die. We did some damage to him already, at least. One thing I know about this guy is that if you hit him in the head, he stuns real easy. So, let's try doing that. That's going to connect. Yep. The other thing I know about this guy is that he always does this attack more than once. Never seen him do that before. Genuinely never seen that attack before. Did not know what he was doing. I was like, okay, weird animation. He dropped his sword. I've genuinely never seen him guillotine somebody with his sword in his mouth. That's wild, dude. If they add that attack in the latest patch or something, he's never done that for me before. That's crazy. I feel like he opens with this one all the time too. Nice. This dagger is going to do nothing in terms of crits, but at least we got the stun. Gives us more casting time. If that attack is not new, then I just haven't been paying enough attention, or this fight is usually over before he ever gets to do it, but... That was such a cool attack. Nice. Oh, I walked into the magma on the other side. Never mind, don't mind me. We exchanged attacks, and I won. Ow! Gosh, I didn't win that. Wow, that was... Okay, I unnecessarily healed because my health bar, it turns out, is not that big. And now I have +5 flasks, so... Not doing too badly there, but my gosh. Albi really can't take a punch right now. Fortunately, this dragon also has a glass jaw, so... Not a bad fight. And now we have Moonveil. Not going to use it, but we have it. We'll grab this as well. Pretty much speedrunning through every run. More or less, Josie, more or less. The path to whatever weapon is, like, as short as I can reasonably make it. I'm not, like, 100% speedrunning because, obviously, like... I think a lot of speedrun attempts would end up going the same way. Like, you'd have a setup that... I mean, I have a bit of a setup I do with the character at the start, but then, like, I'm trying to use different weapons if it takes a while to get to the other one. I used a samurai starter class with a longbow for the bow playthrough that I just finished. Yeah, we can go to Roundtable Hold now. And, yeah, like, there are going to be some runs that we do slightly differently. There are going to be some that have a few sort of self-imposed restrictions. In this one, I'm trying to use the bubble sorceries a whole bunch because the staff is well-equipped to handle, like, arcane sorceries. It scales with arcane, so you're naturally going to be specializing in the sorceries that use arcane. Otherwise, why do those sorceries exist? But you also... you also might have, like, specific shard bearers that you want to go after, or, like, support weapons that you want to get. I really don't know how quickly I can get to the support weapons for this guy, but we'll find out. But I'm not speedrunning in the sense that, like, when some people speedrun, they have, like, a specific weapon they'll go for, or they'll use a bunch of glitches to get a little bit further. But essentially, I'm getting there as fast as I can. Visage shield is going to be interesting. All of the thrusting shields that they added in the DLC are going to be interesting, because those technically count as weapons. A lot of the other shields aren't in the weapon comparison table because they don't really deal damage in the same way, but the thrusting shield is, I think. So, yeah, it's a shield that you can use as a blade. It's going to be pretty interesting. Let's go to Agil Lake, and let's go and get kidnapped by the rot pests. Try and get the weapon ASAP, then play normally according to my build until the end of the run. That's the setup. Yeah, that's the general idea. It's really just a challenge to myself to encourage me to play this game in different ways, because there are 308 weapons in the base game alone and another 100 in the DLC, and whenever I start a fresh run of this game, which I've done a couple of times, I just picked the same weapons that I used before because I liked the way they worked and I knew the build, and I didn't really want to struggle through, like, learning new weapons and new spells and whatnot. And I realized that I wasn't getting as much fun out of the game because I was not challenging myself to play in different ways. And so the alphabetical order thing just felt like a really great way of not giving myself choice paralysis with the 308 weapons that were in the game, and making sure that I could eventually end up seeing every part of the game. Because sooner or later I am going to have to go and get, like, Hand of Melania, which is going to involve beating Melania with whatever character I decided to use for that. And in the meantime, I don't really have to worry about fighting Melania, so that actually feels a little better than the average Elden Ring playthrough. But I'm really out here to prove whether or not the game can be beaten, not necessarily, like, do an all-remembrance bosses run with every weapon or anything, because that would just take way longer. It is quite the challenge, just in terms of the time scale more than anything. Like, I think it is possible to beat the game with every weapon, because they make it possible to beat the game with every weapon. But, obviously, in terms of time, if I completed a run every week for the entire 408 weapons, it would still take me 8 years. How do I plan on doing Sacred Relic Sword? That's one of the 2 runs that I will guarantee are going to happen in New Game Plus. Honestly, I think a couple of the others might as well, simply because they're acquired so late into the game. Like Staff of the All-Knowing, it feels kind of, again, thematically appropriate that you might do that one on a New Game Plus playthrough, not only because you've beaten Gideon at that stage, but also because then you would have all of the spells and everything acquired through the first playthrough, and then you use Staff of the All-Knowing to use the spells in the second playthrough. I forgot that it does not refill your mana by transporting you here, and that is on me. I reckon we can take on the pests, though. I reckon they're not too hard, especially now we have this. The problem is if they keep spamming threads, though. Which they do, because they're pests. Hand of Melania might be New Game Plus as well. That's the thing, though. You can get to the Halig Tree. Granted, you've had to fight, like, Morgott to get there. And, I guess, Niall as well. But then Fire Giant, all of Farum Azula, everything from, like, Capital of Ash onwards. Like, you can even go back and fight some of the other Shard Bearers at that stage. Like, you could fight Radahn if you haven't had to fight Radahn up until that point to get there. So, like, I think it's still feasible to acquire a weapon in relatively late game and still fight a bunch of bosses with it. Like, with the Albinauric bow, it was kind of the same deal. We had to get all the way to the Consecrated Snowfield, farm this bow. Okay, charged. That's gonna deal a decent amount of damage. But yeah, we had to farm the bow in order to acquire it. Ah, I forgot the other guy was there. But yeah, we still beat the game with the bow. You know what I mean? Like, it's still pretty reasonable to do that. Okay, I need to stop just doing the bubble spell to start doing spells that will actually help me out of this here. Which is none of them, apparently. Okay, definitely getting the Grace after this, but this guy's spamming so hard, and I kind of hate him. Thanks, bud. Well, let's at least get these, because that's what we came here for. No way we beat Falling Star Beast, but... yeah, I had a bad time coming here with my first character. Like, Pest Threads is not a fun attack when they just constantly spam it. So that's now Smithing Stone 5's on the go. We have plus 13. So, yeah, we'll need 4 for the next upgrade and then 6 more after that. I don't know if there are 7 of them in here. Just gonna sneak up here, though. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Carry on doing what you're doing. Just kidding, get bubbled. Okay, now you're talking. If I can just aim it up. Get wrecked. Okay, now the other guy has seen me, but if I make a swift exit... Oh, of course, he hit me with 1 thread on the way down. Just gonna drink this, no reason. This guy was annoying to get past when I just had a bow. Arrows do no damage to them. Oh, and now we get to have a very, very nice time with this guy over here. Oh, I love it. So good. Beautiful. Absolutely love the spell. Sorcery is the best. Why did I ever decide to play with anything else? What are we getting here? This is a spell. This is Rock Blaster. Yes. That's where you get it from. I recall. Excellent news. Kick this ladder. You know what, though? Falling Star Beast might not be too bad. I hate to say it because I'm bringing myself here for this trap. Speaking of traps, by the way. Oh, I can just do this through the wall? Great. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm trapping myself in this scenario where I actually have to fight Falling Star Beast with a low-level character. But counterpoint, shooting it from a distance is a nice strat. And this thing will absolutely blindly run into every sorcery I cast at it. I need to stop doing this on the stairs. That's a great follow-up. Bubble 1, then bubble 2. That's how we do that. Yeah, I don't have enough mana flasks left to want to do this fight now. And I have all the smithing stones I think I can gather from this area. Absurd that that's my first talisman. Is what it is. Glintstone scrap. I think now if we head back to the site of grace and we use the shortcut, we can get back to the area where Falling Star Beast is and theoretically take minimal damage on the way, use minimal mana flasks. Oh, bit framesy around there. The way the spell cast so slow looks fun. It's a challenge, but again, once you know the timing of some of these attacks, you can do pretty well with it. So now we've got 6 smithing stone 5s, so we can at least get to plus 14. And then we get smithing stone 6s, I think, from fighting Falling Star Beast. So we'll give it a try.
Well, I took you no man to lay out your own.
Yeah, okay. So we're not going to get any more from there, but we will get some from other places. Maybe we'll work on that later, because I don't really want to get trapped in this boss fight. I think we should head up to North Liurnia and go to Caria Manor. And that way we can try and acquire the support weapon that I want. We can open up Rani's questline some. And then if we go and beat maybe Godrick, we can get to Mogwyn Palace and do some leveling. Okay, right, where's the turtle up here? There it is. Up there in the tree. Didn't mean to waste a big bubble on that guy, but we did it. I think the second one is like down here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. There he is. And then the third one we'll get with Glintstone Stars, just so we've completed our triumvirate of spells. Because then we get to earn a spell slot for one more. Turtle is climbing tree because it's a puzzle, and people like to do goofy things with puzzles in this game. The people who design this have to, I guess, subvert your expectations a lot. That is one of the things they enjoy to do. Where is the other turtle again? He's around here somewhere. Oh, he's out here. He's like literally out here. Could this be a dog? Behold dog. Oh yeah, the best thing about this is that we get to actually earn the erudition gesture from Topes, and we can go and do the other rises that I couldn't get into last time. Because I killed him. Because he had the stuff that I needed. He had my favorite stick. I had to acquire my favorite stick from the wizard man. And for that he had to die. Meteorite stuff's so good early game. It's fun, dude. Like, we picked that up with Alan and did a little bit of casting. And, yeah, gravity magic rules. It's so fun using any form of gravity magic on the birds in Stormvale. Obviously, magic is good against them anyway because it's ranged, but, like, being able to pull them out of the air and auto-stun is incredible. And obviously, Meteorite Staff is going to get absolutely stacked damage from that. Okay, yeah, we can go now. We can go to where the map beacon is. I think I need more tea. It feels like a more tea kind of moment right now. I've got a glass of water still. But, like, we were out in the sun. I didn't really get a chance to have another cup of tea earlier, and it was warm. But now it's, like, it's cooled off. It's pleasant. Like, I'm at absolute, like, peak, like, comfortable temperature right now. Got a cool fan on in here. It's a gentle breeze blowing from outside. It's like 21 degrees today or something. I'm like, this is nice. Yeah, it's 17 now. It was 21 earlier, I think. There we go. We got our map. The King's Realm ruins. You want to say that again, old man? The King's Realm. In the name of the king. Ah. If you guys haven't seen Ollie Orion Sound play this game, by the way, he has a couple of VODs still up on his channel from his Elden Ring streams. It's so funny. Like, not that he plays in, like, a laughable way. Like, he's solid at the game. Has a good build. But the entire time he's, like, yelling, like, by the grace of gold at stuff when he hits it. And I'm like, this is my kind of viewing. This is catchphrase central, and I love it. Yeah, I got up to the point where he was fighting the first DLC boss, or at least, like, one of the DLC bosses.
When the Rhea Lucaria after level Icarians, I conjure that is why, unless you wish. Live, quite a rare, perhaps, at any rate. I've explored the engine, whatever you. Something.
Lowers FP consumed by skills. I don't know for certain how much I will use this, but I'm going to buy it anyway because I like it. Serpentine, Shelly, serpentine. He's constantly saying the same thing when he was playing Chained Together with the Sausage Jimmy and Martin, like, by the grace of gold, I command thee kneel. Oh, he's great. I want to watch him play this game more. At some point in future, I might consider doing a couple of co-op playthroughs. Like, once the co-op mod gets fixed and includes the DLC and stuff, I want to do more goofy co-op runs of this with people. Including Ollie, including Zloy. Maybe a couple of my friends that I will talk into playing the game with me. Absolutely not. Ah! Alright, this way. Farewell, goodbye. Don't know why I'm locked onto something that's like a mile away. Go away. May the full moon shine on Caria. And we've made it. What the heck is that? That is a finger creeper, is what they're called. It's basically a hand with too many fingers. There's a lot of things about fingers in this game, it turns out. It's a whole thing. Yeah, Chained Together looked fun. I caught a little bit of it, and it did seem like a very fun time. Someone definitely has a finger thing. I mean, the director of this game has been accused many times of having a foot thing, so I feel like it's just digits of all kinds, maybe. Makes sense, it is a digital game. The digital release of Elden Ring, it's all just feet and fingers. This game must be huge? It is. It's very big. I mean, it's not huge on disc compared to, like, what was that Call of Duty game that was, like, 200 gigs or whatever? On disc, it's something more like, you know, 45. But in terms of, like, the scale of the world and the map and everything, yeah. Yeah, huge game. Stealth section. Don't let the wolves see you. Big man, easy mode. Let's get it. Now the question is, how easy is it going to be to bubble Loretta? By the grace of gold. I gotta try that for myself. It is fun. A fun thing to exclaim when you stab somebody. I command thee kneel. He was already kneeling, to be fair. Oh, these guys are going to be fun to bubble. Fun bubbling time. Yeah, that's the stuff. Let off some fireworks in celebration of that one. More fun bubbling. Yeah, considering that they usually do that, I think these guys need a bubbling. Oh, you better believe that's a bubbling. So satisfying, dude. Those pages is what the enemies are called. Really annoying a lot of the time. Feels very good to take them out. Oh, we have a stake here as well, of course. Well, that's good, because I'm going in with, like, fewer mana flasks than I'd like here. But we're going to bubble tier, and we're going to bubble Loretta. Alright, this looks like it'll work, but really got to be agile with those bubbles. Yeah, that's the problem. Is she's on a horse. And her projectiles are faster than mine. I feel like Oracle Bubbles up close is maybe going to be a better strat. Because the horse is big. Only problem is up close means getting hit by stuff. Yeah, gonna have to relearn this fight with this playstyle, I think. Is there a speed bubble power-up? Leveling my dex would mean the casting time was slightly faster. But I wonder if maybe... I mean, I can't really change spells right now because I'm not by a grace. Okay, that was pretty good. The problem is engineering a situation in which she's that close to me and not physically attacking. Because otherwise the bubbles just kind of drift. Yeah. Ow. Yeah, that's not working out for me. I need to be smarter than that. Come here, come here. Yeah. She's got so many attacks when you're right there. I mean, glintstone stars could be it. It's at least got more of a chance of hitting than the bubbles do. The casting time is rough. It is. The damage is wild, but also, I think she's also pretty resistant to magic. Okay, yeah, my bubble got burst. Also, I don't know where my runes ended up. There they are. Not that 3,000 is going to be much in the grand scheme, but we'll... Oh yeah, we got one. That one took ages to land, though. Bubbles! Okay, we got one. Ow. Not going to get many of those, are we? This is a tough fight for where we're currently at. Both equipment-wise and levels-wise. Yeah, like I do 38 damage with my dagger, so it's not upgraded at all. So I think I think maybe we want to have a better melee support weapon before we do this fight. I'll give it one more try. See if we can make it work with Bubbles and Rain of Stars, or whatever it's called. Glintstone Stars. But I think we're probably going to have to dip and either come back with a better weapon or come back with some better spells. We'll try this. Nice, okay. Ah, it's so unfair when I've decided to do a charged version of that spell, but the extra casting time means she can close the gap, like, right as I'm about to finish casting it. That's basically the only window I have for Great Oracular Bubble to land. Is when she's casting, like, she's re-upping the Carrion Phalanx or whatever the thing is. Like this. Alright. She does that a lot, though, so we should be able to maybe bait her into doing it a couple of times. There we go. Okay, this is time for Wondrous Physic, I think. Okay, I think I found the timing window for Oracular Bubble. It's usually after this attack, she takes a while to, like, reset. Okay, cool. We got one. It's headed for her. It's going to hit. That's good. But now, second half of the attack, she starts bringing out the big guns. Alright, I think we can maybe do this. We can maybe do this if we hit the timing right. It's just a matter of dodging Great Bow. We'll do this. We'll do this. The bubble wand will prevail. Might just take a couple of attempts. Nice, good hit. Clean. Oh, dang it. She's too maneuverable after that. Okay, we got a second one off. That was pretty good. Nope, not going to land it. The fact that I have to stay in one place while that happens is also very frustrating. Also, get out of crouch, you fool. good. That was a late roll, but I'm happy it paid off. That one's not going to land. I have just about enough time to cast after she finishes one of those. And then she does a couple of jumps. But sometimes the couple of jumps mean that I can't get the spell to connect. And that one's not going to connect because she's moving too much. That one will be fine though. Yikes, that one's a fun dodge. Okay, now she's going to re-up carrion phalanx. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe she's going to come over here and hit me. Dang it. Okay. That's the fun one to dodge. Oh, that was a charged one as well. Stay there. No. Brutal, but we survived, just about. No way. Just about get a charge one of these off before having to dodge everything that she has. I have no Crimson Flask left. So we have to do the rest of this fight perfect or we will die. It's difficult when she has attacks that have AoEs. Okay. I think at this point we abandon our runes, we take a different strat, because that fight is difficult and I don't quite have everything I need. I don't have a, what do you call it either, like a sacrificial twig, so we can't quite do that part. I said let's go do Stormveil, let's go do Godrick, and then we can at least get Vari's quest started. Because where I want to be at the end of this stream is in a position to level up some more between streams. Whether that's this week or like when we come back from the States. But I guess we're going to go fight Margit. Once I get stuck on this tree. All of the guards here are not really of much concern at the moment. They're all going to come running at me down this tunnel and then disappear once I rest at the Grace. I'm going to run to the bathroom and then we're going to fight Margit. Oh, there's just one guy. One guy coming to get me. Bye, bud. Alright. I will be right back. Don't be going anywhere too long because I'll be back in a few seconds' time. Alright, friends, it's time to storm the Vale. Hope you're ready for this. Should we summon fellow sorcerer Roger to help the fight? Probably not. We do enjoy Roger, though.
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring.
Wasn't expecting to be read like this, but okay.
Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Thud. And Hulk jump. The fact that he jumps so high is so funny. It's very extra.
Someone must extinguish thy flame. Let it be Margit the Fell.
How does Margit the Fell like bubbles? Oh, of course, yeah, he has counters for, like, charge attacks like this. Well, no more protective bubble for me. Okay, that still does fairly big damage. It still caught him. It still caught him in midair. That's pretty good. He takes so long pulling his stuff out of the ground after that 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 one's gonna land.
Well, thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins. Tarnished.
Oh, warrior blood runs in my veins, except when I forget to drink my flask. He just tanks the bubble straight to the face. What an absolute legend. Nope. Nope, I'll drink. I'll drink, thank you. He almost got me with the dagger. We'll get the long distance bubble in. Very nice. Your daggers will not pop my bubble, sir. Amazing. Oh yeah, talismans. Forgot those exist. What's y'all's favourite Souls game? I've only played this and the first chunk or so of Sekiro. Like, I played a couple of levels of Sekiro, and that game didn't really click with me super well. I'm not great at the parry timing stuff. So, honestly, Elden Ring has been my favourite so far, but I've not played any of the Souls. Do I plan on making YouTube videos of Elden Ring? I'm planning on uploading most of the VODs from this to YouTube later, but I'm not planning on doing any like narrated Elden Ring content. Do we want to put one into I think we still need to put more points into Vigor. I feel like I'm getting killed by stuff. That's the problem. The problem is getting killed. Dying. So often the problem. Now currently the problem. No, so he will not be extinguishing thy flame, no. How do we want to do Stormvale? Do we want to go in the back entrance? Do we want to go in the main gate? Like, main gate wouldn't be too bad. It'd be a nice quick route to Godfrey. I don't think there's much we need from Stormvale. Like, there's not really any spells here that aren't incantations. I think we probably just go through the main gate.
You there? Come over here, would you? It's tightly guarded. The guards do breach the Well, but of course.
Albispellin, normally one to take the back route in and sneak in undetected, has had a bit of a change of character.
The gates! Open the gates!
Would I ever consider doing other games as an editor narrated video on YouTube other than Minecraft? I have plenty of that stuff on my channel previously. It's just never been as popular as the Minecraft stuff. Okay, fair. I lost 16 runes. Enjoyed the Supergiant videos? Yeah, I mean, I really like those games, and passion for anything is going to show up. Okay, I need to get the timing of this down. There we go. Alright. Now we're in the clear. Ah! Except for this guy, who's very adept with a torch pole. Gonna run past the Omen Lion. Quickly grab the Grace on the Great Bridge. It's like, a lot of people keep asking if I'm going to make a survival guide for something like Terraria, and I'm like, there are already so many other YouTubers who've done stuff like that for Terraria, and I'm not just going to be, like, somebody who makes survival guides for a variety of games, right? Like, the reason I'm making a survival guide for Minecraft is because I've been playing it for 10 years, and I think I know a decent amount about the game, but even then, I still have to do a ton of, like, research and stuff for it. Okay, cool, we're in. I think it gets a little easier from here, because we have the lift side chamber grace coming up. We don't really need to worry about runes. I don't know who they're pointing all these flamethrowers at, but it's not me. We'll avoid the Omen same way we avoided the Omen Lion, and I bet these birds go down real easy to a nice, well-timed bubble. So we should be in the clear. Well, the dog was a problem, it turned out. As they so often are in these games. But if I die here, that's fine, because the Grace is right there. Somehow I got 114 runes. I think maybe the Omen killed somebody else. Or maybe somebody else died to, like, a ballista bolt or something. I am very curious how it will go on a future playthrough where in the A category of weapons, like in weapons that begin with A, there's one that you get from Stormveil called the Arbalest, which is basically like a really heavy crossbow. It's like a ballista crossbow. Heck yeah, love that. This feels like revenge on all the birds. Hopefully it drifts over these barricades. Nope, not even close. Okay, fair. Let's try that again. Nope, once again, not even close. Well, at least we have that to fall back on, huh? This guy's not even aiming the crossbow at me yet because he doesn't think I'm there. I was there, it turns out.
Be proud. You were a fine warrior. Your mistake was your choice of master. Let the winds lift you to a higher... Well, tarnished are you? I am the... I'm here by the how this graft is tainted.
The question is,
If you I ask you, the winds run. I'm certain for.
Do we summon Nepheli? Oh, the other thing is we don't get to meet Roger. That's fine. There we go, hit that guy. Oh, he connected with the bubble once. Get him in the face. Oh, I'm out of mana potions. Here we go. Wow. For some reason, I did not expect that to do that much damage, and honestly, I didn't expect it to connect in the first place, so good job to him for, yeah, really going for it. At least now I've learned my lesson with regards to birds and their bubble ability. Haven't really learned anything about range, though. Try and kick me, will you? Okay, this time we're going to run past the giant because I don't even care. More like Stone Digger trolled. Ayo. I think this might be the golden seed I need to get another flask upgrade as well. So that'll be worth having. Okay, okay, wow. Dude. You know what? I'll take that. That's entirely fair. Ow. Yep. That's entirely fair too. That's entirely fair too. Okay. At that point, I sort of knew what I was doing. Okay, cool. We get another flask. Nice. I think 4 and 4 is probably still for the best here. I'll be trolling. He sure is. Yeah, let's summon Nepheli for this one. Let's see if having Nepheli around actually helps with the bubble trajectory. So if you haven't seen Godfrey before, he's a man with too many hands. That's really all you need to know. Oh, not Godfrey, Godrick. I don't know if I've been calling him Godfrey this entire time. If I have, apologies to Godfrey. Okay, Nepheli is a helpful distraction. I'll give her that. And this is probably going to be a stagger, if I had to guess. Oh, not quite. Maybe if the first bubble had hit back there. Oh, there we go. Alright, well, again, I have really awful crits, so I mean... let's not. Once again, I'm going to back up and cast as many bubbles as I feel necessary. All of which are going to hit Godrick one after the other. Thanks, Nefelli. You're an excellent distraction. Didn't know how the range on that was really going to hit me, but turns out not bad. We follow it with the little bubbles. There we go.
Of all that is golden, and one day
Is that floating?
we return to
Fully floating. Amazing architecture.
bathed in rays of gold.
Remember watching a friend die repeatedly to Godrick? I remember repeatedly dying to Godrick. These days it doesn't happen so often. But, I mean, when I repeatedly died to Godrick, I didn't have a plus 14 weapon at the time and hadn't explored, like, you know, 40% of the map. Actually, probably more like 25% of the map, but who's counting? Okay, so we have that. Gostock is here.
What happened? Oh, he got what he... I tell you though, he had...
And now this is where we're going to come when we have to get the Cestus weapon. He has bandit garb, so he's a kindred spirit, I suppose. But anyway, now we've acquired Godrick's Great Rune. We get to return to the Round Table Hold and speak to the Two Fingers, and then we can start Vare's whole deal.
Are you kind? Let's go anchor until it will drag you across the
Blah, blah, blah. Two fingers, two fingers.
Seek to become let down. I'll say is and should you the finger.
The fingers. Obviously, we're not going to do anything with those, so that's all good. We'll probably just get the emotes. Fingers again, of course, of course. Why would it be anything else? 20k runes is pretty good at this stage. Like, it can get us another point or two of vigor if we maybe throw a few more consumables at it. 474, so we need 600 more. We'll take 800. Welcome back, Nordic. So we can maybe put one more into Vigor. We can maybe put one more into Arcane. We're getting an extra point of physical defense no matter what. Obviously, Intelligence also ups our magic resistance, which I think is going to be useful against Loretta. So that's really not a bad call, I think. But yeah, now we can go to Folly on the Lake, go to the Blood Rose Church, talk to Vare, and see if we can fight Magnus the Beast Claw. That's the other thing. I suppose the alternative is to do, like, actual invasions. And we don't have to win against Magnus the Beast Claw. We just have to win against Grafted Scion, which will be a lot easier. Never mind the lobsters, though. There he is. This man with absolutely no ill intentions whatsoever.
Ah, you claim what? My doubt. The words of the two truly. Naught I believe.
Did we beat the Stabby Hulk jump guy? We sure did. We went through the entirety of Stormvale and beat our first Shardbearer boss. Now we are going back to the Altus Plateau via Volcano Manor, which means we'll probably have to wait a second. Wait. I can't get out from here, can I? Without going through... Yeah, no, we need to get abducted again. That's annoying. Hadn't really reckoned with that. Schoolhouse classroom, though. Maybe I can get the talisman from here now. Speaking of talismans, by the way, we actually have a couple. But neither of them do a whole lot. We could go through here and get some that do a whole lot. And again, this guy is not going to be too happy with us. Just waltzing in like we own the place. This guy, on the other hand, he's not going to have much time to find out. Love that. Oh, I was hoping to finesse it slightly so that I could walk out from behind cover. There you go. That's what I was hoping for. Yeah, that's an interesting strategy. Like, you walk out from behind cover as you finish your casting animation. Not going to work for somebody as maneuverable as Loretta, but still an interesting strat. This is a smithing stone, I think. Yeah, okay. If you die near the Abductor, it counts too. Does it? I mean, I guess the thing is around, so sure, but... Okay, this isn't doing enough damage to one-shot them yet. Maybe if I charge it before I send it at them. Not even then. Wow. Kind of fun just waiting around the corner for them to pop. To refresh my mana here. Okay, yeah, this is now time for the walk around the corner and cast methodology. Nice. See if it lands, see if it lands, it lands. Now we get to do something similar with this guy. I don't think we're going to go and fight Red Wolf now. And I think the main reason I think that is because I'm so close to running out of flasks. But the main thing I'm here for is this. First of all, comets. Second of all, a stone sword key. And third of all, the Graven School Talisman. We're in the recognition place again. We are. You recognized it. Congrats. Albie is a lot more keen on nobody knowing who he is. Aaron G. Stone wanted prestige. Albie just wants to use sorcery as a means to an end. And right now, raising the potency of sorcery sounds like an excellent suggestion. Because we're headed up to Schoolhouse Classroom once again. That catchphrase was hilarious. I mean, yeah, we have our moments here. I'm no Ollie the Orion sound. Albie is also able to climb a ridiculously vertical surface. It's a skill he picked up from his many days hiking. The Abductor should be down here, but I also want to see if I can grab... Oh, yeah, we took a fair amount of damage there. That's fine. Let's not worry about it. But the talisman on the corpse over there at the back, you can kind of see the little, like, smoking item there. That prevents full damage from any source other than one that would kill you outright. Basically, any non-lethal full damage is completely negated. Non-fatal full damage. So, like, can be kind of useful. Very circumstantial, and you've really got to know where you're going with what you're doing. Oh, of course, yeah, my dagger sucks. I was forgetting. Instead, let's not worry about my dagger. Let's go this way. And let's do some magic, I guess. A little bit better. Little bit better. Oh, yikes. Just gonna maybe flask up. Okay, this is visually chaotic, but I think I know what's killing me. Would I do a collab with Ollie? I mean, would we do a seamless co-op playthrough of Elden Ring? I'd love to. I feel like Ollie often likes to stream, like, one-off stuff. He can't always be around, or doesn't always want to be streaming stuff that he's doing, but I will, we'll see when the seamless co-op mod gets updated for the DLC, what he's up for. I don't think I'm going to be able to ignore these bats as much as I want to, so we're going to have to go in all bubbles blazing. Okay, that one did spot me. I was trying to be stealthy. Let's get our protective bubble. And the great bubbles for these ones. And now I think we know where we're going. When we were doing the original Seamless Co-op playthrough that Zloy and I did, he had this joke about the Crucible Knights cutting out the floor from under us or something. I think because of the Crucible Knight encounter that's at Stormvale. And so every time I come down here, because there's a section where the floor gives way, my brain immediately goes, the Crucible Knights are at it again! Alright, this guy really needs to stop. It's time for your bubble bath. Stop it. Oh, come on. Just let me rest at the grace. He's too low for the bubbles. I don't want this. Alright, fine, I'll use my knife. And you've cleaned up a little bit afterwards. Now, this one's going to be an interesting fight. I don't know how well we are going to do here. I guess we will have to find out. The Crucible Knights are at it again. Is it this way? I think it's this way. East and south. Yeah, that sounds about right. We'll see. We'll see how we do. Okay, this seems doable, if a little damaging. Mainly because their patterns are very linear. And then they do this. I'm so tired of getting chomped, dude. I thought I rolled at the right time, but apparently I didn't. Imagine this one eats you, you end up back in Raya Lucaria. Like, what? What happened? What year is this? Who's the president? There we go. Managed to get across the lava without any mistakes this time. Always die to these, hate them. Yeah. Yeah, they're not super fun to fight, but we all manage, I think. I also need to take more advantage of the quick step skill that I've got. And especially when the two of them are together like this. The main thing is going to be taking down one of them and surviving the other one. Because once you've got one of them in the room, it's a little easier to fight. But if you've got two of them, then you can never quite be sure what the other one is doing while you're targeting one of them. Are there any accessible lightning spells? What do you mean lighting spells? Remember that I'm an intelligence build, not an incantation build, so I don't really have great opportunities for lightning. Like, a lot of the elemental magic stuff happens to be incantations. See? Every time, dude. Yeah, I just need to be better at dodging grabs specifically. Grabs in this game are so damaging in general. Well, standing in lava doesn't always help either. I also wonder if Great Bubble is going to be better than, like, Bubble Spread. Because these things are big enough that, like... maybe if they take, like, a shotgun spread of bubbles up close, it's actually going to be more damaging. Yeah. Forgot he can drag me. Yeah, creepy things. Creepy things. But I think we have the capability. I should quick step more for evasion. I should just get used to tapping left trigger instead of rolling. I can pretty much always open with a Great Bubble right away. And then this one will hit both of them. I mean, if it ever gets to finish casting. Oh, nice. The bubble tracked it. That's helpful. Stay focused on this one. Jesus. Okay. Alright. Calm down a little bit, lads. Gosh, I'm so close to dead. I rolled that. Come on, that's unfair. I was literally in the rolling animation and it got me. Okay, at least I think we've proven there that we can beat one of them. I need, like, the Mario when he falls in lava noises to be like, whoa, ho, ho, like, as I leap back out of the lava, barely burning my toes. Okay, that one we do a short cast, and then we'll probably hit both of them. Oh no, we hit the guy with the wheels. Okay, we get extra damage when their, like, bodies are open like that. And I just can't keep my eye on the other one. That's so annoying. Hey, Mermaid's Hair, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Welcome in to me repeating a boss over and over again because, for whatever reason, I can't quite crack this one. I think it's mainly the fact that there's two of them. Yeah, charging the spell doesn't make as much of a difference as I'm wanting it to. So maybe I can just stick with, like, normal casting speed. He opened with a different attack this time, almost threw me off. Keep the other one at a distance if we can. Okay, good. The thing to pay attention to... Okay, I can't just roll when it opens up. You have to roll when it goes for the grab. I'm reacting to one animation when I should be reacting to the other. But the thing to bear in mind with the one with the wheels is that it sets a trajectory and then it can't really steer super well. So, like, dodging out of the way once it's rolling towards you like that is how to avoid it. PC ran into really bad issues today right before I was planning to go to Volcano Manor for the first time. Seeing this makes me feel a bit less sad. I'm sorry to hear that. My other PC, like my main PC, is in that box right there. And it's going to go back to scan tomorrow before I go on holiday. So hopefully they'll be able to work on it while I am away. Reacted to the wrong animation again. Good luck with becoming Elden Lord. You haven't managed it? Hey, no worries. We are currently on the struggle bus against these two fine fellas. Still having issues with the main PC? Yeah, so it's the same issue that I was having before. It's just... we've been troubleshooting it at home instead of having to send it back to them, because this is me sending it back to them, like, only a couple of months after they sent it back to me. But I still think it's just a fundamental hardware issue with the graphics cards, and honestly, at this point, I might just ask them to replace it. But this time around, I've at least provided them with a Premiere project that they can open and reproduce the issue, from what I've seen, very reliably under like test conditions. So hopefully they should be able to figure out what's wrong from that, and if they can't, then like I said, it may just be a matter of it was going to be one of them. It was going to be one of them. Yeah, it may just be a matter of, like, trying to upgrade components and seeing if that helps. I think the thing making it slightly more expensive is the fact that it's water-cooled, so whatever graphics card they fit is going to have, like, the water cooling reservoir and everything. But it's got to the point where I am very willing to just throw money at the problem. Which is a luxury, I know, but I also do this for a living, so. Here's a problem I wish I could throw money at. These two jokers. And yeah, the casting time on that is not faster, and the damage is not better, so... can kind of roll through it, but not really. I was definitely rolling that time. You can see my character dive for a couple of frames, and then it just grabs me anyway. We've got time, though. These guys are cheaters, yeah. Having two of them is cheating. There's only one of me. I don't have any summons, really, that could help with this. Like, if I summon the wolves that you get at the beginning, they're probably just going to... get rolled over pretty easily. See you, Ginger. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by, as always. Appreciate your work. Klaatu, thanks so much for gifting 5 subs. What a reference as well. I've got to find a way of rolling away from that at short range, and it's not happening. I just hope you're over-leveled enough for them. I hate these things. Yeah, what level are you? I think, honestly, if I had a melee weapon, things would be going better. It's the fact that I'm having to rely on sorceries is a big part of this. But yeah, my character is level 49 right now, but I'm pretty min-maxed for, like, intelligence and arcane, which is just not helping me against these things. Like a bit of strength to just boost physical damage resistance would have gone a long way. You're 120 currently. You will crush these things. They will be dead before they can even attack you more than a couple of times. Like, I'm doing this basically so I can try and get to Mogwin Palace early and start leveling. When I finish leveling there, I hope to be level 120. Okay, again, I'm running into that issue where I don't know what the other one is doing, and I'm trying to roll away from it at the same time. I have to ask one thing, why? Mainly because it gets me out of the rut I get in with this game where I want to replay it, but I always end up defaulting to using the same weapons and beating the game the same way, and it starts to feel boring and I give up on it halfway because I'm not having a new experience. And so this like A to Z kind of thing is just a way of organizing things so that I have a format I can stick to and I'm having constant new experiences. Which I think is one of the best ways of getting more mileage out of a game that you know like the back of your hand. Which is not quite the case with this game for me, but I'm getting there. Unfortunately, knowing and doing are two different things. Probably finished Dark Souls 3 like 20 times with different weapons, I understand now. Yeah. Like, with me, I beat this game 4 times, I guess. And 2 of those were basically exactly the same playstyle. And so when I played Seamless Co-op with a buddy of mine, I ended up using like a slightly different character build, starting as a confessor, doing incantations, the stuff that I haven't really bothered with my first playthrough. And then I have one character who's a Spiked Cestus build that I just really enjoy because it's running around punching stuff all the time. But I really wanted to play the game in a different way, and when I started, I restarted the game, I was like, well, I want to do the Spiked Cestus thing again. And I was like, why am I doing this again? And luckily the wiki has an alphabetized list of weapons in their weapon comparison table, so I just went, sure, I'll use that. Okay, now I'm stuck by this cage, not where I want to be. Really wish I had an attack ready for the thing opening like that, but here we go. Okay, let's try and get a couple of attacks in now while the other one is not coming at me. Oh. That one's just going to linger over there for a minute, so we can take care of the other one, and this should kill it. Yes. Okay, now we're talking. There we go, it sets a vector. Doesn't really deviate from that very much. Okay, as long as we avoid the grab, we're good. Dang it! Why? It's always exactly enough damage to kill me as well. Oh, that sucks. I was pinned against the wall over here. I just couldn't move. Okay. I think we'll manage. That one went better. We're learning a little bit here. I need to be quick-stepping. Why am I not quick-stepping? It just doesn't come instinctively yet. Good strat, though, yeah. I think I'll just spam L2 if I get trapped in a corner like that again. Rolling backwards from that is like one of the only times that rolling backwards in this game really works in your favor, I think. Yeah, I was just in the middle of the bubble animation at that point. The bubble wand has its drawbacks, one of which is a really slow casting time. And I can't level dex until I've started leveling some of the other stats, so it's gonna be a while. I guess if I'd beaten Red Wolf, I could maybe have had the Radagon Icon talisman for this, which would have made things slightly faster. But I honestly don't know how easily I'm going to be able to beat Red Wolf if I can't beat these two. Okay, that's the first time that attack's killed me. Didn't even get to grab me that time. Put 1 or 2 levels into Vigor so the grab doesn't insta-kill. That's the thing, like, I'm doing this so that I can get XP, so that I can, like, farm runes more easily. I don't really have that many options when it comes to putting a couple of other levels into Vigor. Like, I have to go around and kill more stuff. 2 levels for me right now is about 30,000 runes. And I'm sure there are a couple of ways I could get those, but yeah, at least this is a quick reset. At least this is just run down here, do this whole thing again. This time it's gonna... Okay, it's not gonna. Okay, we focus on the one that is actively trying to attack me. And then the other one comes up behind me, dang it. Honestly, the thing is, like, even if I put a couple of extra levels into Vigor, if they damage me once and then attempt the grab, it's the same thing, right? I'm gauging the distance between just going and fighting Red Wolf and, like, what else I might potentially run into on the way. Because you can definitely sneak around in Raya Lucaria a little bit. We'll start with a bubble this time. Okay, that time I did a quick step. That time I was like, okay, I will mash L2. I know what you're after, and you're not having it. Not today. That time I did not mash L2. But at least we got one of them. So I can really kind of spam bubbles as long as I'm at a certain range. And that mostly took down the first one. Is a good reason the Claymen are insanely tanky? Yes. It's also because they're slow. And so if an enemy is moving slowly, it kind of has to be capable of taking a punch. Alright, alright. Let's see how we do. Need to mash quick step more than once. Now we're learning. Or I need to mash quick step in a direction other than backwards. Can't you get out quicker by mashing buttons? Nope, don't think so. It's not the kind of thing where you get a recovery. It's not like in a fighting game where you can, like... mash your way out of a grab faster. Oh, okay. We've got a slightly different pattern this time, it feels like. And I don't like it, so I'm dying. But yeah, there is no, like, struggle button, I don't think. You check the wiki, it says it is a thing. Surprised it's not a thing with, like, other grabs. I guess this is a thing that you're, like, struggling to get out of or something, but still. Well, one of the two of you is lying. Let's find out who. Well, what do you know? I got out without it killing me that time. Still leaves me like an inch from death, but... there is hope for the boy yet. Also, can they come down this tunnel? They can, right? Okay, that would have been a monumental cheese if they could not. But getting them both stuck there is also not bad. Because they kind of get caught up on each other a little bit. And then I have AoEs. So that solved that problem slightly. But hey, glad I found out. Ridiculous. I saw the tunnel and I was like, yeah, there's a thing at the end of that. I'm like, can I get further down that tunnel? They're gonna corner me, but like, maybe... maybe the problem is that they keep getting me up against a wall. Okay, time to put more points into Vigor if we possibly can. Which I think we might be able to with, like, a couple more golden runes. First try, yeah, right? There we go, 769, very nice. So yeah, welcome back to the Altars Plateau, by the way. Technically this is Mount Gelmir, but Mount Gelmir is part of the plateau as far as I'm concerned. In the same way that the Weeping Peninsula is supposedly part of Limgrave. Alright, we got 65 runes, the world is my oyster. Where are we exactly? Oh, yeah, I remember. Wyndham Ruins. We're gonna run away from the Tibia Mariner. Ridiculous though that sounds, considering how easy these bosses are normally. This one's not for me. Especially after the time I've just had. Now, how do I get down from here? Oh yes, this way. Yep, that's why. Yeah, this is still the most absurd way of getting to the Altars Plateau, but hey, at least we're here. You found out because you did it in-game? Yeah, like... I would probably end up having done that out of, like, frustration, more likely than... actually assuming that it was a mechanic that worked. But that mechanic measurably works because it was killing us before and then it left us with like the equivalent of half a Minecraft heart of health, but hey, I survived. I am genuinely kind of flabbergasted by that. Anyway, there's a golden seed here. There's like 5 more if we actually tried to get into Lanedale. But then I think that's... Is it there or is it Draconic Tree Sentinel that you like can't get into if you don't have the 2 the shards, the great runes? Because I was always, I think, under the assumption that it was the bit where the Draconic Tree Sentinel is, like if you get you actually into the capital proper. It's behind the Tree Sentinel. But it's like, because there's the pair of Tree Sentinels over there. And then there's the Draconic Tree Sentinel further in. Gold Mask is already there. We are headed for... Awkward horse moments. We'll grab this just in case. I think it's the Draconic Tree Sentinel gates. If you beat the Sentinel, it should let you in the capital. Yeah. Especially if you get there that early and you haven't beaten any of the Shard Bearers. Alright. Well, time to get royally messed up by... What's this guy's name? Beast Claw? Magnus the Beast Claw, that guy. I really wish you could jump while casting this. Hilariously, this is going way better for me than my last attempt at this did. But then my last attempt was a bow-only run, so I mean... Yeah, when he has the incantations, that's when I'm worried. And then he hits me with the hammer and I become even more worried. Oh yeah. Wondrous Physic. Last chance. Bubbles. Almost. Almost got him with that. Nice. Well, that was easier than bow only. Bubbles are easier than bows. We got a somber 6 out of that as well. Nice. Okay, can't go that way. Yo, all right. A little bit of horse parkour happening. Let's take in this view of the shaded castle and see if I can walk back to where Vare is. Great. I really wish there was a grace closer to the Bloodrose Church because it would really be helpful for this. I think we're going to beat Grafted Scion, and that's where I'm going to end the stream, because we know what happens after that point. I'm going to beat Grafted Scion, I get the blood of that one maiden. I mean, it was either Grafted Scion or Vike, and I don't really feel like fighting Vike. So we get the blood of the maiden in the church, we take that back to Vare, he cuts off our finger, gives us the Pure Blood Knight's medal, we teleport to Mogwyn Palace, ride to the Palace Approach Ledge Road and start shooting birds. When do you usually stream Survival Guide? Before this, so usually at 3 PM UK time, which was about 6 hours ago. Every day? No, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. It's all on the offline screen for the stream, so when I end the stream today, you'll be able to come back to the stream, and my schedule is just like the screen that you'll see when I'm not online. But I'll also post about it. Whoa, hello. I'll also post about it on YouTube basically every time I go live. So if you check your community page, then you'll find it there. You picked a kind of unfortunate time to ask, though, because I am about to leave the country for a couple of weeks. I'm going to the United States to hang out with my partner's family, and my brother-in-law there is getting married. So I will not be streaming for, well, Sunday I'll probably stream if I have time, but I won't be streaming for a couple of weeks, and I'll be back in, like, mid-July. But after that, the schedule will remain the same. It's going to be Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Yeah, it should be fun heading to the States. It's been a while since I've been back there. We've had a lot of family come and visit us in the last year, so this feels like us getting back into visiting them. I hate flying, though, so that part I'm not looking forward to, but being there is going to be really, really nice. And the wedding is going to be nice. The weather looks like it's going to be pretty solid too, so... How long will Season 3 of Survival Guide go for? As long as it wants to, really. Like, the only reason I ended Season 1 was that terrain was going to be changing in the Caves and Cliffs update, and at the time we all thought Caves and Cliffs was going to be 1.17, and then they split it up so that the terrain didn't happen until 1.18, but I'd already started making preparations to end the series at that point. Season 2 ended mostly, I'll be honest, because I didn't like the world very much, and after Empires coming back to Season 2 for the start of a fresh update, I just wasn't really all that enthusiastic, plus, like, the desert in that world, where I might find, like, archaeology and camels and some of the stuff that was in 1.20 was, like, 4,000 blocks away, and I'd already explored it. So, like, I was really more determined to start the guide again with a fresh world and just see what I could do with a world seed that I handpicked myself. And I'm so much happier with it. So, this world I plan on keeping for as long as I can, sort of like I was planning to with Season 1. And from that point, we'll see. Okay, that was not a stance break, it was just a shield break. Okay, now this gets a little dicier, but we should be alright. There we go. Easy. Yeah, how do you hunt for seeds? Chunk base is a good place to start. MC Cedar, I think mccedar.com, I forget if that's the exact URL, or if it's .net or something. But MC Cedar is a great way of searching for specific things you want from a world. If you want to have, like, a certain amount of biomes within 500 blocks of spawn, let's say, like, that can actually search for seeds for you. But, chunk base, if you just, like, re-roll seeds, hit random a few times, if you like the look of one, load it up in-game, see what it looks like. In my case, I was looking for biomes with a cherry grove and a desert within a few thousand blocks of spawn. Like, a cherry grove somewhere near spawn and a desert that wasn't miles and miles away was really my criteria. What I have in the physic, I have the Opal and Bubble tier, so, like, shield tier and half heal, like the one that the physic starts with. I'm talking about Elden Ring or Minecraft? No, I'm talking about Minecraft. Sorry, people are asking about survival guides, so I'm kind of filling in the blanks for those folks. Do I do YouTube full-time? Yeah. I like to think I have a variety of jobs. Like, I do streaming, I do YouTube, I do the podcast, and I also do the Hermitcraft recap. But Hermitcraft recap is obviously like a YouTube side project, but...
And with this, a knight. Now, this...
Could as well have been Elden Ring. I mean, I wish. I wish there were, like... there was somehow a way that this world could be procedurally generated and still this immense. But the fact that the experience of Elden Ring is curated is, I think, the masterstroke. Like, that's the thing that's always going to make it, like...
Never forget that feeling, for it is what you have.
It's always going to make it a masterpiece.
A medal with the power to...
Shut up. Literally walk away from Vare after he gives you this. He has nothing else useful to say. Ouch, my finger. Yeah. All right. Well, now we are here. I thought we were going to end after Grafted Scion, but I just got caught up in, like, collecting stuff. Now we are here. This guy's going to give us the map. If I actually pick it up, there we go. Up here, we're going to find the Grace. And from here, I'm going to ride over to farm the bird and start farming the bird. But friends, that is where we're going to wrap up for today. With 4 hours and 51 minutes with Albispellin. That is where I'm going to end things for tonight. And we're going to be back to Minecraft on Sunday. We'll see if we have time for Elden Ring or if I'm just like too busy making sure other stuff is all okay. But for now, we're going to raid somebody else here on Twitch. So who can I send you folks over to? Looks like my partner is wrapping up in the other room as well, so that's perfect. Let's send you folks over to... Who do we want to raid? Let's go raid Bruno today. Bruno's playing Minecraft. He is building a factory. I'm not sure in what. Maybe a hardcore? Oh, not hardcore. Some sort of survival world. Maybe it's a server. I don't know. But Bruno Daniel is a wonderful streamer. You guys are going to like him. Go say hi from me. Use your pixel hype emotes and the hashtag pixel raid. I'm off to have breakfast for dinner, and it's going to be glorious. So... enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully I'll see you folks on Sunday. Until then, take care. Have a good one. Bye for now.